to like 2018, I was doing like the YouTube videos and just really learning how to get good at that. And I was filming with my phone at first. It's like if you can learn how to film with your phone and make things look good with your phone, then it's like, okay, now I can invest in a camera because I know that it's gonna be worth it.
Welcome to another episode of The Michael Maloney Show, where we take you on a journey around the world, exploring the stories of successful individuals and learning from their achievements and struggles. Join us as we delve into the why and how behind their accomplishments and discover how to live a more fulfilling life. No, Andrew, nice to see you. God, it's been some time. I think I first met you. It's always so interesting where I meet my podcast guests, but I think I first met you at the Ultimate Speaker Competition in Las Vegas. Christoph J. Wyman, you were doing the videography for that event, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Gosh, and that's probably been what feels like, was that 2 winters ago?
I think it was April 2022. I think that's when it was.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yep. So it seems like almost 2 years ago, but yeah, I've been following you since then. For anybody listening, Andrew, to be honest, I don't know a lot about what you do. I know what I've seen, that what you put out is just out of this world. And most of the stuff I've seen is, yeah, man, no, and I mean that. It's like I said, you'll fill us in here in a second, but just from what I've seen, like the beautiful art and the digital graphics that you can create on your own are just absolutely beautiful. So let's just jump right into it, Andrew, because that's what I like to do. What do you do? What are you proud of that you put out to the market?
Yeah, well, I love business. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, and I've also always been a creative as well too. And I've always tried to start little businesses because it's hard to monetize the creative field. It's hard to monetize it on your own a little bit. It can be hard at least.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you got to be creative, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like I've tried to start other businesses before, but I realized I love videography and I love making videos and I want to make it my career. And for about a split second, I was like, I'm going to try to find a job in videography. But that only lasted about a day before I realized that I should just start my own business in videography. Yeah.
Sure. So when did you make that decision? Like, hey, I'm going to do this on my own?
It was February 2019, actually. I had already been making a bunch of videos on YouTube and really learning how to edit and do all that fun stuff. Just making my own little creative video ideas, little videos. Like some of the videos I was doing was like self-help videos in a way, you could say. Self-improvement. I like that. I like that term better.
I agree. So was it like you talking? Because I think if I remember right, I think I've seen videos of like you with the good lighting and the manuscript, that kind of stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, it just depends. One of the videos I did was on flow, just talking about how to get into flow states. And this was like 2017 when I was doing all this stuff. And then I decided to do like a daily vlog for about 90 days straight where I was just filming during the day, editing at night. And I did that for 90 days straight. And then that's how I basically cut my teeth in editing, essentially, and really learned how to get good.
Awesome.
Putting videos together and like how to do the technical side of everything.
Good for you, man. I mean, what a great way to learn how to do something. Just dive in and set yourself up for like a 90-day challenge, like you said. And, it takes a lot of tenacity and work ethic to be able to learn those softwares. I mean, I can relate in my landscaping company when I first started and a few years after, I was trying really hard to learn the digital design software so that I could build like a 3D rendering of what I was trying to sell my customers.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort. And I mean, I got to where I could build a house and like draw like my own house. I practiced, but I mean, it'd take me 15 hours, right?
Yeah.
And, I bet you can kind of speak to, I mean, when you first started, I'm sure it took you a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
To like edit a video.
Yeah. Editing was a lot longer. And it wasn't until I started a business is when I really learned how to like develop the skills even to like I developed the foundational skills, and then like having a business is where I really learned how to. I mean, it's what I was doing all day, every day, and so it's like that's my job essentially. At first, it wasn't my job. I was still working doing construction, and then and
that's when you were doing like the motivational videos and stuff. Like when you were doing construction, you were learning how to do it. Is that right?
Yeah, when I first started, I was actually a caregiver for people with special needs. And then I got
Wow.
then I was doing that for like 7 years, like from like the early 20s to like mid 20s, and then I stopped doing that, and then got into construction for a couple years. And but behind all that, like from 2015 to like 2018, I was doing like the YouTube videos and just really learning
Cool.
how to get good at that. And I was filming with my phone at first. It's like if you can learn how to film with your phone and make things look good with your phone, then then it's like, okay, now I can invest in a camera because I know that it's gonna be worth it.
Sure. Well, and it's a valuable insight for anybody listening that's thinking about maybe someday starting their own business. Like, don't just like don't cut your ties with where you're working and then go do it. Like, get familiar with what you might want to do while you're still working, while you still have that income, and maybe even start your business. Like when I first started my original business, my lawn care company, and I keep going back to that.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I worked 3 days for myself, and then no, it was 3 days for another lawn care company, and then 2 days for myself, and then I slowly transitioned out. So I think that's really a valuable point, and that's awesome that that you kind of did it that way, because it allowed you to get confidence and gain skills, which allowed you to bring something that or be able to create something that you could sell. So then you said 2019 was when you officially launched. What's the name of your company, Andrew?
It's Vement Visuals.
I love it. Yeah, and I've seen that before. I knew it started with V. So was it in 2019? Did you have that name figured out, or since then have you like rebranded?
So the logo's changed a few times. I even have the old logo tattooed on me. This is the third iteration of the logo. I'm getting the new one on this arm. And,
nice.
Yeah. And I just love the logos. And it's like, I remember someone told me when I did this logo, when I got this tattooed, they're like, what if you change your logo? It's like, no, this is part of my history, So it's like, it's that.
There
era,
you go. God, I love that. That's a great perspective.
Vement Visuals has been the name. I literally wrote down just a list of like 100 different like variations of names, kind of all using like starting with V because video and stuff like that, and just through all of them. I actually spent a lot of time figuring out, and I was like, Vement seems unique, and it's something like, it means like you feel really passionate about something, or it's done with a lot of.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, yeah, and that's kind of what the idea is behind Vement Visuals, and I got that down. And it was like Vement Productions at first or something like that. So maybe that was like for like a week though. That didn't really count. But yeah,
sure,
I've been doing it for like almost 5 years coming up. So February is when I even drew the logo myself. I drew it, and then I scanned it, and then I put it in the Photoshop, and then I know how to do all the graphic design stuff as well too. So yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, and I'm not surprised that you know how to do all that. I mean, anybody, make sure you go. Excuse me. Anybody who's listening, please go watch and check out Andrew's work. It's really awesome. I mean, it's just very colorful, and I mean, out of this world designs. It's just really neat. Okay, so you got the logo, you had the business basically going. Where did you go to get work, or where do you go currently to spur that business up?
Yeah, so the first thing is what I did is I Google searched how to run a video production company, and that ended up leading me to a really awesome Facebook group about like how to sell, because I already knew how to do video production, but it was like how to sell videos essentially. It was specifically for videos, but how to sell videos and how to like position yourself in a way where you are professional essentially. And so I found that group was amazing. It really was inspiring me, because there were people in there that were closing deals that I wasn't even thinking I could sell videos for. I was like, I didn't even know you could sell videos for that. I was like, I didn't know how to value what I brought to the table essentially. And they basically,
I was just going to say, Andrew, what's so cool about that, and what's so important for somebody trying to start a business, is you're creating a vision, right? By going to those pages, you're literally like getting ideas. And like you said, it completely opened your eyes to the possibilities of what you could do. And some people, like they see the end result, they see people successful, and then they're like, how do I do that? And they don't even think about all the small steps, right? And that's important to recognize that that's what you were doing, is you were creating your vision.
Yeah, I was creating the vision and figuring out how to make an actual like viable business. And there's things that I'm learning, just in the last few months, where I'm learning about my business and being able to look at the last 4 years and see, okay, what was I doing, and what was I doing right, and what was I doing wrong, and how do I do more of the right things? and yeah, so it's like learning how to sell. And I was kind of already listening to a few books before I even started this business on cells. Seller Be Sold by Grant Cardone, and that's an amazing one. And it's funny, he doesn't pronounce his D's; he says Seller Be Sold. and so that's anytime I say the name of the book, you got to say it like he says it, because he says Seller Be Sold. Like he says the whole wide
yeah, Seller Be Sold.
He's got.
I think I have that back here.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, that's a great book, man.
Yeah, and I listen to audiobooks because I'm dyslexic, so audiobooks are the way to go. And I tell that to anyone who is also dyslexic. Don't beat yourself up because you have to listen to audiobooks. That's actually we live in a time where that is abundant, where we have even the authors that read their own books. So it's like, utilize the resources that are out there. And I absorbed so many books because of there's audio forms of them. And I would probably never pick them up if I didn't have that audio form. So if you're dyslexic out there listening to this, don't be afraid to embrace that, listening to audiobooks, because it's powerful. And there's two ways to do that as well too. You could download the PDF or buy the book and listen while you read, and that helps as well too. That helps you solidify it in multiple aspects.
So if I have the time to like actually sit down, which we all have that time, right? But we have a lot of obligations. I know you and I both do, so it's hard sometimes to find that time. I have done that. Actually, Alec Hormezi, I read in his book, he said that. I'm like, God, I have attention deficit disorder, and it's tricky. Like you said, I can read, and there's times where I think I'm dyslexic because I'll say numbers backwards or it's goofy. But like you said, yeah, it's like I'll read a whole page, and sometimes it's like, what did I just read? So what I've started to do too, just another tip for anybody listening, because I think there's so much value in learning new tricks and tactics to comprehend information, because we're all different. Isn't that fascinating how different all of our brains are? It's really freaking amazing. But what I like to do is I'll underline or highlight just anything that if I was reading back through the book, I would make sure I would want to read. And then that way, what I can do is I can just go back through and quickly skip through and find things that are beneficial, right? But yeah, like you said, whatever works for you, make sure you put some effort into figuring that out, because not everything works for everybody.
Yeah, and books like Alex Hormozi's is an action-based book. You can't just absorb it. You got to actually take the action. You got to do the things that are in it so you solidify it. So I'll also have another window open on my computer with a Google Doc, and I'll be taking notes while listening to it. And just
there you go,
those things as well too. So I have a PDF as well too. So if I write down any words, I can just Control F and search. I can search it and find it in the PDF pretty quickly.
There you go. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Gosh, I'm gonna have to start using that. I use Control F, but I've never thought about like creating a document of like all my like I call it my Bible, like all this information that I get. Like if I go to somewhere, I'll just write a bunch of, like I have 3 or 4 notebooks back here that are just filled with notes. But if I typed all them and then get Control F to find stuff, like let's say I was putting together a 3-hour presentation on mindset, or you know what I mean? It'd be super slick to be able to to organize that. And that, once again, just to be, there's so much power in these little tricks and tactics, we should always be learning, trying to figure out different ways to be more efficient and effective.
Yeah. And we have the tools out there. The tools are out there, and you just got to think to use them and get creative with how you use them, and get into the habit of using them.
Yeah. Well, something I was going to say too, in order to be a business person or successful in anything in life, you have to be internally motivated. Like unless there's somebody behind you with a flamethrower or a whip, you're not going to just naturally always do what you need to do to be successful unless you're internally motivated. Like you went on Google and typed in how to start a videography company or how to make money doing videography. A lot of people wouldn't, and that's why I was trying to say earlier, unfortunately, and it's so easy to do. People see somebody successful and they just get jealous and they let it overwhelm them, and they don't even let them allow themselves to get to the point where they're like, what should I do to even start? And you took that first step of just as simple as it is too, typing into Google how to start a business. And I challenge anybody listening. So if you have some ideas, Tony Robbins talks about all the time, massive action. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Do it right now. Just look it up. And then you're one step further, right? If Andrew, if you never would have started and just quickly just asked that question into Google, you maybe never would have been led down the correct path to get to where, eventually you would have, because you're naturally that individual who's want to be a self-starter and you want to create your own thing. And, so that's going to come out eventually. But for a lot of people, it might not, because they might not be as outgoing and motivated as you, because and they might be in a position where they're comfortable. That's what sucks about society is people get comfortable and then they get stuck in this corner, and then they don't feel like leaving it because they risk losing their comfort, and so then they don't do that first Google search. So just like we were talking about earlier, you can do so much while you're still being supported by another job, right? So just consider that. But just to get back to your business and what you're doing, Andrew. So you've basically been following some different courses and Facebook pages to like learn that, and obviously like I said earlier, I've been seeing a lot of your videos over the last couple of years, so I know you're selling things. So like who are the people that you're working for? Because maybe even there might be people listening that might be interested in your services. Because by the way, Andrew does not need to be local to you to work for you. Just say that. So
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I've been. I like I said, there's a couple of things there's some things in the last couple of months that I've learned alone, and one thing that I learned was like I can embrace the nationwide aspect of what I'm able to do because I can do that. I don't have to like maybe with you would have to like ship like it wouldn't really work because your equipment's so massive. My equipment's not as massive as your equipment, so I realized I can open my market up, and that's helped me in lots of ways. But yeah, a lot of the businesses, a lot of the people I work with is businesses specifically, and that's one of the things I've learned over the last 4 years of like after analyzing what I've done over the last 4 years. One thing that I've learned that I needed to do recently was I was doing a bunch of things over here, doing events over here, doing this over here, and I realized I need to focus on getting one thing right and one specific offer. Going back to Alex Ramosi, his $100 million offers book really helped teach me that actually. So, really helped to teach me that. And if it wasn't for that book, and I give that book so much credit, I probably wouldn't even noticed it. But I've read that book front to back, back to front. I've taken all the courses. I've literally read it with the PDF while listening to it. I've listened to it a couple times to make sure I got it down. I worked through it to make sure what I needed to do. And what I realized is when you have one specific like product that you do, it simplifies the rest of your business essentially. It allows you to
I bet.
Yeah, when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your training, when it comes to everything. So it's like if you have a specific package that you do, then that trickles down to the rest of your business, and it allows you to get clarity on where you need to go forward. So I actually can see my path forward 12 months from now, as opposed to just a few months ago. It was just like, oh, I hope to get this deal. I hope to try to find this. I hope to drum up some business over here. And it would just be sporadic because there would be a different system of operations kind of for every different type of project. So now I've recently put together something I call the Brand Accelerator Content Package, which is designed specifically for businesses who are looking to lay down foundation of branding their company in the online world, essentially. So it's videos and photos and graphics, and that's essentially a package that will give you everything you need to tell your story, to create social media, to have a good base of social media content that uses Alex Ramosi's content unit framework, actually, which is the hook, chain, reward. So it's like the vertical videos, there's story brand videos, and they're all shot well. They all are made of good quality, but the biggest aspect for a business to invest in something like that is having content that actually serves their business and not just a bunch of pieces of content and not to know what to do with it. So that's one of the aspects of the package too, as well, is the step-by-step guide. So we're here to advocate for you to use these assets, not just make a bunch of content for you and be like, here you go, just do whatever you want with it. No, there's strategy behind all of it, actually. So there's defensive strategy and offensive strategy, meaning like you're driving traffic or traffic's coming to you. And so it's like there's strategy behind it. And that's the biggest aspect about it, is I want to make sure that we're creating something for businesses that actually helps them out and doesn't overwhelm them, but also takes away the amount of work that they would have to do if they were to do it themselves, essentially. And also, this is what I've been doing for 4 years, so I can help I know how to use these assets. So it's like, you don't know what you don't know. There's so many things to learn in business. It's like,
Yeah.
so
Totally.
you hire an accountant, you hire a lawyer, and then you hire a professional video strategist, essentially content strategist, because it was video where I was kind of leaning on, but I realized to make this package a grand slam offer, like Alex Hormozi talks about, it needs to have everything a business would need to get to lay a foundation. I'm not saying you never have to create content again, but it's a good foundation to build off of.
So is it teaching the business how to do it themselves, or are your hands in it too? How's that work?
So I am hands in it, like filming and coming up with the strategies, coming up with the scripts, coming up with so I analyze your business. I'm like, okay, what industry are you in? What is your target audience? We have a discovery call before we even film or take photos. We have a discovery call where we will sit with you for at least an hour and determine what is the messaging we need to say for your brand story. What is the story behind your brand so people can connect emotionally with it? So we create that. And that's what I specialize in actually over the last 4 years was the story brand video. And that was my main specialty. But now I put it into a package where a bunch of pieces can work together. So we help you utilize it with the step-by-step guide. But if you're anything like Alex Hormozi is, you would probably hire someone like me and then learn through the process, But not everyone wants to learn through the process. People have other things to worry about. They have families, they have lives, and they have to run their business, They have employees to worry about. And so it's like, a lot of people probably have no desire to learn how to do video good. That's why you hire someone like.
Before we continue, I'd like to take a moment to share something I'm passionate about with you. If you're someone who is constantly striving for personal growth and loves surrounding yourself with other motivated individuals, you're going to want to hear about this. Check out growthgroupinc.com. This is an exclusive community made up of high achievers and dynamic entrepreneurs just like you. It's a space where like-minded individuals come together, collaborate, and support each other on their own journey to success. Growth Group is more than just a community, it's a collective mindset, a commitment to getting better every single day. We believe in the power of connection, collaboration, and constant growth, and we're confident that being part of this community will give you an unparalleled advantage on your path to success. So take a moment, visit growthgroupincorporated.com, and join us as we elevate our lives together. Trust me, this is one investment in your future you will not regret. Now, let's get back to our conversation. So do you and obviously you offer that too, full, completely done services?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's
awesome.
It's done for you with so we tell you how to distribute it, but we don't create a YouTube channel for you and upload it for you. Like that is, but
sure.
We show you what to do. And then we do a post-launch consultation where 30 days after we finish all the assets, after we figured out the messaging, after we film, after everything's edited, and we do that in a 14-day turnaround. So we have a fast turnaround on that.
Nice.
30 days after the launch of all that, or after everything is complete, we will follow up with you to make sure, okay, did you put the video on your website? Did you embed it in your signature, your email signature? Here's how you can utilize this story brand video, which is one aspect, which is the core aspect of the package for real. I think that's where the meat of the value is. But it really depends on who you are, because I had a client recently who they actually wanted the 8 vertical videos more that uses Alex Hormozi's content framework. So that was that was the thing they liked more about the package, because. So the story brand video has a structure that isn't taught by Alex Hormozi, but the 8 vertical videos utilizes his content unit framework. But it's something I've done, but just it's something I've naturally done over the years with my vertical videos. But hearing him break it down, it has allowed me to systematize it and okay, so we create the hook, we create the retaining the information to retain it, and then the reward at the end of the video. And we do that for each vertical video. So we help you come up with the script. So we'll essentially go through your business and learn what are some of the frequently asked questions that people are asking for your business. And you can find these things online because like there's different industries, but the problems in every industry are pretty identical.
Are they really?
Not across industries.
I could see that.
Not across industries, but it's like so you have a lawn care business, it's like there's the customers, people want their lawns taken care of, essentially. So it's like what ways can we address the problems that your customers are having in a video format, and let's create a strategy and a plan behind that, essentially, to
Sure.
have everything.
Well, and there's a lot of value in that, man, because then you're meeting the customer where they're at. So I mean that's huge,
and you're building a connection closer with them as well too. That's one of the biggest things about video, I think, is that it allows you, it can humanize you, and it can also allow people to feel like they know you before they've ever even actually met you, and that builds that know, like, and trust factor, which is massive when it comes to selling anything. And
totally.
I don't know what your main clients are, but do you do like big commercial sites?
Yeah, so most of our so in the summer months we do maintenance services, so they're mostly commercial, and then we do landscaping, which they're new work, so that'll be like general contractors and new commercial sites, and then in the winter it's mostly commercial. We don't do that much residential, but maybe 10% residential.
Yeah, and so it's like, imagine these commercial contracts that you get. If this could maybe increase your percentage of closing these new clients coming in, because they can connect with your brand, your brand story, your mission, and what you guys do, and figure out who you guys are really about, essentially. And that's one of the biggest
I love it
about the core part of the brand accelerator content package. I call it the BAP. Yeah.
Nice. I like that a lot. Hey, they say name it, right? If you got something good, put a name to it. Dude, I love it. It's funny when when I was at the speaker competition, I met Andrew, and I'm like, Andrew, dude, let's make a promotional video. I'll hire you to do it while I'm here. And then one thing led to the next, and we just got busy, and so it never worked out. But when I was thinking about this podcast today, I was just thinking about how excited I was to talk to you, but there wasn't a moment where I thought to myself, gosh, I should hire him. And not because I didn't think you're worthy of hiring. I just didn't know that I would need that, and after talking to you, it's something that I think maybe we should have a call and just see what that would look like for my company. Because like you said, we're all about creating literature or videos or whatever it may be to help us sell work. And even if that means I have a local photographer put his drone up in the air, because last year we did do that. We have these big pushers and loaders that push these massive parking lots, and it's really cool to see them from the bird's eye pushing snow. And if we worked together and had you make us some videos and
so actually Rich Kozak, who was at the Ultimate Speaker competition.
I know Rich. He's an awesome guy.
He took me up on doing the brand story video. It was before I had the brand accelerator package, but he just did the brand story video. And we just had a call about a month ago, and he was just telling me, like, I actually got to get him on video as a testimony, because he was saying, like, it's worked out really well with him. Yeah. Yeah.
No, now that you say that, I think I'm in that video, because he reached out to me and said, "Hey, Mike, your back of your head is in this video. Is it okay?" Yeah, and I saw that. It turned out really well. That was awesome. He didn't tell me that you did that for him.
Oh yeah. We got some really good content. He loved the way that I was able to edit everything and like put together things.
Yeah.
There's a formula behind those story brand videos, but there's a basic structure. So it has that emotional connection at the beginning. Well, first logical, you kind of introduce who you are a little bit. Not even a little bit, literally like one sentence. And then it has that structure of like going into like the story of like your business, your mission, and about like what you guys are about, so people can build that connection with you guys. And then it goes into like what you guys do, like specifically. So that's back to logical. So it has a
cool
logical, emotional, and then call to action at the end, which is logical. And so it takes them through that, because people will buy on emotion, but they justify it with logic. So it's basically like your ultimate sales tool, essentially, is one of the ways I like to call it.
I got to write that one down quick. People buy on emotion, but justify on logic.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, and that's only like one aspect of it, because we also make a 30-second version of it. So that video, the story brand video, is like 2 to 3 minutes long. And it's usually used as like a defensive tool, like meaning if like people like say you have a commercial client hit you up and they actually came inbound to you, so you could be like, yeah, I'd love to set up a meeting. First, watch this video, or you know, there's ways to implement
yeah.
strategy. That way, they can, before they even get in the meeting with you, they have a good understanding of what you guys out. And if this video is done, executed correctly, it should take them through that process of that sales, that buyer, that the sales process, and basically inform them before they even get on the call with you. You're priming them to get to know you, like you, and trust you better. So it can help increase.
Gosh, love it.
Rates. Yeah.
Know you, trust you, and like you. Is that what you said? Yeah.
What's that?
Know, trust, and like you. Is that what you said?
Yep. Know, like, and trust. So that's the hugest thing when it comes to sales. And if you study sales like a lot, like I do, you'll hear that come up a lot. The know, like, and trust. Well, not just sales, but marketing in general. But marketing and sales go hand in hand.
Yeah, marketing. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so that's like the brand accelerator package in a nutshell.
Dude, and I love it. Like I said, let's schedule a call when when we hop off here. Send me your schedule link and we'll get something on. This week's kind of busy, but anyways, send me something because I'd like to talk to you about that. But a lot of times in business, it's when you're in business, especially when you're the business owner, it's super easy to downgrade the necessity and the value in marketing and hiring somebody like Andrew. Because it's something where it's not like you can go out and buy a piece of equipment and your crews can start using it, or it's not like you can invest in a new software right away, like investing in new software and letting your team use it right away and automatically get that value. With marketing, you have to initiate it, and then it might take 2 months to get any literature or something that you can put out. So it's like, it's one of them things where it takes the wisdom and the planning of just realizing that, hey, this is an investment that is essential for the growth of my business. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to see the reward right away, but it's going to be worth it over time, and it's just like risk. We have to be comfortable with risk, right? And after hearing Andrew talk, it's like, dude, you know what you're talking about. So guys, seriously, if you have any need at all, whether it be for your personal brand, your website, your church's Facebook page, your own personal company, whatever it is, Andrew's a great guy. I'm sure he'd give you a free discovery call just to kind of hear about what you have going on.
100%. And the way that I've designed this package is, the reason why I threw photos in there is because I'm implementing the package myself. And so I've realized for certain ads, photos actually perform better for certain ads, like on Facebook. So
sure.
Having like a graphic that like has like your offer essentially, and then like what's included a little bit in it, and then obviously having good copy as well too. And I'm thinking about adding some copy into the brand accelerator package, but I'm not there yet. So I'm kind of implementing it and like seeing what works best and kind of improving it as I go. So this package is like V1 of the brand accelerator content package, and I think it's pretty awesome, and it's going to constantly be evolving. And right now, I think I have like an amazing deal. I was on a call with a prospect last week, or was it 2 weeks ago now? It was somewhere recently, and and we got to the point of the sales call where it was like got to the price, but he wanted to guess the price first before I said it, and he guessed like 3,000-4,000 more than what it was actually. So you have a good Grand Slam offer when the perceived value is higher than what you're actually selling it for. And that's what she taught me to do. It's like, and so I've been able to like apply that in multiple aspects of my life. Actually, it's been interesting. So understanding so for whatever business you're in, like having a Grand Slam offer and understanding how to provide an extraordinary amount of value that people can't say no. I forget what he says in the book, but he essentially says making offers so good that people, it's hard for people to say no. Essentially, I'm chopping it up, I'm screwing it up, but it's
paraphrasing. No, we get the point. I mean, no, it's and it makes so much sense. I mean, over deliver, right? Over deliver. Heck yeah. Well, gosh, we've learned so much. Okay, so one thing we haven't talked on, and it's one of the most important reasons up for the show is your why, brother. Like what leads you to be motivated to do this? And maybe you don't have some people don't know exactly why they're doing what they're doing. So if I put you on the spot, that's fine. But Do you have a why, or have you put it into words yet?
Yeah, for sure. One of the biggest struggles of my life, like, was figuring out my why, and it's still something that I struggle with. But I really love working with businesses. I love entrepreneurship. It's something that I've always done. And if what I can do with this content, with my skills that I was given, and also refined,
Yeah, for sure.
these skills, I do believe that I can provide an amazing amount of value for businesses to help them grow their business. And with that story brand video, it is something that is designed to last at least a couple of years. I mean, some people may want to like redo it every few years, but that one is an evergreen one. The other pieces of the content package may not be as evergreen, but at least you get that main core video, and it's designed to be something you can use over and over again. So my why, I guess, would just be, I love seeing businesses thrive. I remember when I was a kid, I would feel sad if I saw a business closing down. I don't know why. I wouldn't even know the business. It would just make me feel sad.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
You got a big heart.
yeah. and I just love seeing businesses succeed. And I do believe what I can bring to the table can help in this day and age. With this digital age that we live in, I believe it can help businesses. Like, businesses may be doing perfectly well without ever going on content, like without ever doing like paying for ads or anything like that, because a lot of word of mouth. But for businesses that want to go that extra mile, or that want to see their business scale or grow, I think I can be a good stepping stone for that.
Yeah, well, and every business needs that, right? And even furthermore, I mean, you're helping businesses, but businesses, I say it all the time to my team, like, people make the business. So, and then this, I'm just reiterating how amazing it is. I mean, by helping businesses, you're helping business owners, you're helping the team members, you're helping people make more money, which allows them to bring more money home to their families. And I mean, it's the more a person, I'm going to steal your word, refines what they believe in and why they do it, the easier it is to get through those hard times like that we all go through when we're starting a business. So, dude, that's a freaking amazing why, and I look up to you for that. And mine's very similar. It's all about people and like just love, and like I hate seeing people sad. And I know there's business owners and high achievers that are just so unhappy because they're not living their life the right way, just doing a few things wrong, forgetting to take care of themselves. And it's like, that motivates the heck out of me to want to impact people, right? It's and there's something empowering in that. And I personally believe in God, and I think that our Creator, in my own personal opinion, sees a person who's trying to be a great person and inspire other people in a positive way, and only is going to put them opportunities in front of me. Just like your goals are to help businesses and help people. I firmly believe that the opportunities are going to kind of show themselves, just because of your nature to do good, right? For sure. And I challenge everybody to be that way. And it's not the whole, I'm going to do good so that I get good treatment. It's not that whole philosophy. It's really just do good. And then, in a way, I mean, trust that the things that are going to keep me alive are going to be taken care of. You know what I mean? I hope that I can kick ass and do it in a way that I can create an abundant life, where I'm creating so much impact that I can afford that beautiful yacht and that nice home on the beach. But that's not why I do it, right? You don't want your why to be those possessional items. You want it to be something that's going to actually, somebody else it's untangible, but it's impactful, right? And that's what you're doing, man. And I just challenge anybody, like, it's so easy to just float through life and not even think about why you're doing what you're doing. And that's how you just pour your life down the drain, because you're never gonna have anything that, it's like a beacon that pulls you back to where you should be, because we're all gonna get off track, right? But if you have something in mind that's like bigger than yourself, that's pulling you, then you know what I mean? It's gonna pull you, and there's so much power in that. And if I personally believe, and I think that and the reason why I'm so into doing it this way is because when I'm on my deathbed, if I have time to sit there and consider about how I lived my life, I don't want to regret doing it for fucking a boat or a lake home or, shiny objects. Like I said, I love all that stuff. I want all that stuff, but I'm not doing it for that. Just, you know what I'm saying? So Hell yeah. Heck yeah, man. And you can still make money with that. Heck yeah. I, I bet, like slow motion, like, yeah. Oh, cool. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, see, there you go. It's like we get off tangent one more time here quickly, but I'm getting my pilot's license and I'm learning in this like 1980 airplane. And some people do their commercial pilot license and they go that route. They go through the small planes and then they work up. Well, some people go straight to the airlines and they're right in the big ones. And my flight instructor was kind of giving those people a hard time the other day because he was saying he's like they don't even really truly know how to fly an airplane. They just know how to fly the big ones, the like where it's all automated. So it's kind of interesting. There's value in learning from the bottom up, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You should you should consider it, man. I mean, with how much you love, I'm sure getting different perspectives, being a creator, you would absolutely love, I would think, getting up above everything. And for like $5,000 or $6,000, a person can do it. And they usually do the discovery flights for free, so you might as well go give it a whirl. And you pay as you go too. So it's been a great time. There you go. Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, Andrew, thanks so much for coming on, man. I guess I always like to at the end of my show just leave it open for you. Do you have anything that you want to leave for the listeners, whether it be inspiration or a call to action? I'll make sure to list all of your credentials in the comments, so we'll make sure to get everybody your information. But other than that, if you want to let us know of anything, that'd be great, man.
I mean, I just think that if anyone is looking to grow their business or even get started with business, they should definitely check out this. I've been saying this to everyone. They should really check out Alex Ramose's $100 million offers first, and then work through that book, and then $100 million leads. Because when I first started doing video, I actually went out and did it for free, and that's kind of what he teaches. He teaches, like, when you start doing something, you need to learn how to do it, and you need to. And so I was actually walking into businesses telling and like walking into businesses offering free videos and getting no's for free videos. So it's like I had to really learn how to like go through the no's, and it really humbles you, but it also really teaches you there's a reason why there's no's, because you have no experience. It's like people have their time, they're busy. And so it's like they're actually, by doing it for free, they're actually taking a risk because they're putting their time into it, and they could have been doing other things. So it's like, yeah, and that's when it comes to video stuff specifically. But probably it applies to a lot of other industries as well too.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, $100 million offers by or no, it's $100 million offers by Alex Ramosi. Great book. It's this one right here. But yeah, man, it's a great book. I highly recommend it. Alex Ramosi, he's just a beast. He really is, dude.
So I paid $2,000 for a course when I first started, and everything that they taught me in that course for starting my video production company is in those books. So it's like there's at least $2,000 of value in there.
Wow, there you go. Yeah, just get it. Get on Amazon and order it. But yeah,
you're the one that has to take the action. If you want to do, you can read a book all you want, but if you don't follow it up with action, you're just wasting time. They call it mental masturbation.
Amen. what mental masturbation, is that what you guys said? Yeah. And
yeah.
What was I just gonna freaking say? It escaped my mind. Oh, Andrew, as you have new products, or if you like discover something new, it's like, gosh, this is really cool. I'm going to start doing this with my customers. Make sure you let me know. We'll have you back on. I'd love to have you be my videographer expert. We'll let everybody know that. And yeah, man, once again, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on today. And yeah, until next time. That was another episode of The Michael Maloney Show. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.